Let's see. I'm live, it says. Okay. Regardless of whether anybody watches it, doesn't matter to me. I just want to get this on document. So anyway, I will show you. I haven't plugged any of this in yet. It's completely custom built. Here is the cabinet. It's a 1x12. This is sine wave. You can't see how beautifully red, deep red this is probably on the sort of stream. But anyway, so not only is it a custom built 1x12 cabinet, but since I'm with Tone Tubby Speakers, the guy very kindly, Tom at Tone Tubby, made a rose gold speaker for me. I told him I was building this amp, and that I loved the Rosebud, which is the one that he sent me last. That's his new flagship speaker that he really loves, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. However, it doesn't handle hugely high power ratings. It goes for about, I think it's like a it's like 30, 40 watts, something like that, or maybe 50 or 60 watts. And I was going for a 100 watt head, so it would obviously blow the speaker. So he went through a bunch and redesigned it to make this thing. So this is a prototype of what he calls the Rose Gold. This is a 100 watt handling version of the Rosebud. So this is the first for the speaker as well. I don't even know if this is on the market. I don't know, but he very kindly just made a vented version, I think, that handles the power, and he sent it to. He went round to see Chad at his house and dropped this off. So I have an incredible speaker in an incredible little cabinet here, which is amazing. But the other thing I wanted was my 2-Rock is a 50 watt head. So I wanted to try and get a louder head, as if 50 watt isn't loud already. I wanted to try and get a louder head, so I opted for 100 watt and discussed it with Chad, and we put in a very cool output transformer. So many amazing features, and this is technically, I guess, a 1-channel amp with a sort of cascading preamp section, I guess, for the overdrive. But it's sort of a 2-channel. It feels like a 2-channel, but it's basically a 1-channel. Oh my god, it weighs an absolute ton. This is like, it's so heavy, my legs are going to go numb in a minute. But anyway, this is a 100 watt sine wave custom built SynDrive 100 watt amp. It's incredible. So I've yet to plug it in, but I've heard this throughout its development, from when it was just a couple empty turret boards and a metal chassis through to the finished product. And he was very kind to speak with me the whole way and say, what do you want? And what do you think of this? And what do you think of that? And he'd send me clips, and I would give him some feedback or insight. And he continued to tweak it. He said, he even said he had a few sleepless nights over it, which is very sweet of him to care that much. But saying that he wasn't quite sure if it was going to get to that sound, but it ended up in a product that was beyond amazing. And here it is. Check out these tubes. Oh, how cool is that? Like, more valves than you could ever wish for. A 3-spring reverb with its own 3-position EQ as well. Just incredible. It's quite a masterpiece, and it's built like hell. It weighs a ton. It's just, I feel like if you drop this, it would dent the floor. Is it great for recording? That's the main purpose I bought it for. Hey Steve, I'm sitting here trying to juggle 2 streams. I've got Periscope on. Nobody's watching, but that's totally fine. I just want to catch this and put it on YouTube, to be honest. Ooh, I'm going to try and put it here. Yikes, okay. Thankfully, I bought all the cables, so I have a power cable here. Regent Sounds make their own speaker cables, so I've got a homemade or handmade Regent Sounds speaker cable here, which is about the thickest speaker cable I've ever seen. So there we go. So I've got to connect that up. Hopefully that goes into the 8 ohm. And that goes into the speaker cap. And then that's the cathode lead. All right, here it is. Moment of truth, I guess. Let's power this up. So cool. It's got like a little white moonlight type jewel in the front, which is really cool. Okay, so I've got a Strat. I'm gonna let it warm up first of all, because it's probably not been used a hell of a lot, and it's just come from almost 0 degrees, so the whole thing is freezing to the touch even. Cool. Here's a guitar lead. So how will I do this? Because it's a right angle jack. I'll do it like that. Hopefully. Opening a Christmas present, literally. So there you go. I'm obviously not going to be able to crank it at all in here because I'm in a city that inhabits other people, and this is 100 watts. So let's go. Right, so let's see what we got. I'm going to just set EQ straight up first off, which I imagine is going to sound bright. So we've got EQ1 and EQ2. We have a high and low signal structure, a mid boost on and off, a bright switch on and off, a deep switch on and off, an overdrive channel with its own switch, master and gain, and then a reverb, which is beyond cool, 3-spring reverb with its own send and return, just like on the Two-Rock amps, but also with a 3-position EQ, so one that's very bright, one that's neutral, and one that's quite dark. So I'm looking forward to this. As with the Two-Rock, people think they're sort of one-trick ponies. They're not at all. I spent months with the Two-Rock, and it's one of the most versatile amps I've ever owned. It will sound musical in every single position. And yeah, but it's the more you tweak, you've got an entire tonal palette at your fingertips. So this should be exciting. So if that one was, I'm trying to feel, that one was the power switch. This will be standby, I guess. There we go. There we go. So that's really low gain on that one. Beautiful. It's got exactly what I was looking for, that cushy, clean tone. Beautiful. Okie dokie, let's have a tweak. Let's see what we can come up with. Beautiful tone, goodness. What's really nice actually is it's not as bright as I was expecting. So I actually have room to maneuver here, which is awesome. And there's a contour control on the back, which is huge. Does that beautiful clinging, singing thing. Sounding amazing. This is exactly a very Too Rocky vibe for me. It's got that clingy, singing sort of clean tone, and we're not loud at all. It's super quiet. Try and play with this reverb. That's the super splashy one. That's the dwell, affects the dwell tone. That's like a mix. The same as that. Rich. Wow, that's gorgeous. Loving it. It's got all that, everything I was looking for in clean so far. That's the bright switch. So we've got an EQ1 and a 2. So I really need to just, my guitar's got the older strings. Give me a sec. Wow, I've missed playing amps like this. What am I streaming on? YouTube. Yeah, I noticed that actually. Whenever it was sort of a YouTube stream, the quality was terrible, particularly for music. So I've got Periscope running on the other side. I've got two. Cool. I'm actually I'll end the YouTube one, to be honest.